it's Kimber Hill. Welcome back to our module, Launching Your Stellar LinkedIn Profile, where we're working from the very top of your LinkedIn profile all the way to the bottom down where the endorsements are. In this lesson, we are covering your name and your headline. Disclaimer, if you have not done the groundwork in our last module, Building Your LinkedIn Launchpad, you are not ready to move forward. Okay, we're talking about the headline today, and we're kind of talking about it very broadly in this lesson because we've already gone very, very in depth in a previous lesson. So that lesson is in the module preceding this one, Building Your LinkedIn Launchpad. It is super important that you do that before moving forward. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up the elements of the initial impression. The last few lessons have been about the cover photo, the profile photo, and now we're going to tie that little package together with the headline and the name. For our course subscribers, remember your resources. Remember the Canva library that's there for you for your cover photo. Remember the how-to videos we're including to help you get a stellar headshot. And remember that we have other completed LinkedIn profiles for you to browse for inspiration. Let's get started. What is in a name? Have you ever heard that question before? Well, on LinkedIn, number one, you want your name to be searchable. And number two, you want to show any earned value like credentials and degrees. These are things that should be included in your LinkedIn name. Some general don'ts here is please don't use a pseudonym. And this is kosher on other social media platforms, but it's not on LinkedIn. So for example, I have a friend who loves lizards and her Facebook profile name is Lizard Lady something, right? That's not something we're going to do on LinkedIn. We want to go by our actual name. If you are married and you have adopted your spouse's name, go ahead and leave some consideration in there to include your maiden name as a former name on LinkedIn. And what I want to show you as well is how to include credentials and earned value in your name. So right now on screen, let me just go ahead and bring this up for you. I am sharing how to work on your LinkedIn name. You're going to click the edit button on LinkedIn. That's going to populate this part of your profile where you can make some adjustments here. So the former name field is where you're going to drop your maiden name so that if someone from your past says, oh, well, you know what? I think I know someone who might be in this industry, and they go to search for you, but they don't know your married name, you still want them to be able to find you. So go ahead and leave that here. And in the last name field, this is where you're going to kind of manipulate the system a little bit because LinkedIn is not going to automatically populate your licenses and credentials to the suffix of your name unless you manipulate this field. So what I like to do is include a space after the last letter of my last name, then a comma followed by the initials of my credentials. I include PMP, and I also include my master's degree, which is MSIS. All right, so we will chat about the headline now. Let's get into the headline. And I gave a huge disclaimer. Please make sure you've done your groundwork before moving into this. You're really ready, if you've written your headline, to drop it in this space. Some education that I want to provide you is the headline and the name are truly the only searchable features of this first impression that we're making on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a search engine. LinkedIn equals keywords, right? So we have to get the headline right. And it's important to have a very alluring headline. Don't worry though, you should already have a super strong foundation. And what I'm going to cover with you now are some don'ts. I want to revisit the headline conversation just in case you have any of these major don'ts included in your headline. So first, do not include the words seeking opportunity between jobs or unemployed in your headline. Why? Why are we steering very clear of these? Even if you think it's something that would belong in your headline to communicate to employers that you are available and ready to work, it projects an image of you unemployed and not thriving. On LinkedIn, we want to project an image of you thriving. Have you ever heard someone say it's so much easier to find a job when you already have a job? It's the same concept on LinkedIn. It's so much easier for you to be successful on this platform when you are owning and operating in your industry and projecting an image that you are than when you're using this terminology that kicks you down a notch. Another word that you absolutely should not be using in your headline is the word aspiring. Ooh, and this one I think is very tricky because aspiring is not in and of itself a word that's giving you negative connotations in any way or projecting an image of you not thriving. You can be aspiring and be thriving. But on LinkedIn, the term aspiring communicates that you are a novice and not an expert. And even if you are a novice, why are we going to run around LinkedIn, run around the career market, and shout that we are, right? That's not relevant. It should not be in your headline. Okay, here is another huge no-no for your headline. And I guarantee you, if you have a LinkedIn profile and you've already been working on your LinkedIn profile, you probably have made this mistake. It's okay. Hug yourself. A lot of people are making this mistake, especially entrepreneurs, especially the military spouse community. I see this mistake all the time. Do not cram in keywords that are completely devoid of meaning in the career space. They are a waste of space. Even if you think that it communicates who you really are, you are wasting space. And here's an example. Mom, milspouse, dog lover, coffee addict. These are cute and totally appropriate for other social media platforms, but you are ruining your headline on LinkedIn if you're actually on LinkedIn searching for work, searching for business partners, searching for employers. You are ruining your headline and really wasting this space. And it's not to say that we don't want people to know you're a parent, or we don't want someone to know you're a military spouse, or we don't want someone to know you're a dog lover. There is another area on your LinkedIn profile to include this supplemental information and give insight into your personality and into who you are. But the headline is not where it belongs. So if you've been working on your headline and you're revisiting it and you're going through that writing process and you have made any of these mistakes, I'm here to stop you and I'm here to help you recraft. Remember, I'm going to say this again, if you happened upon this video out of order and you're very interested in learning about the headline, go back to the previous module, Building Your LinkedIn Launchpad, work through those videos, through those episodes, and you will be ready to keep going. So you remember you have to brainstorm your own headline. We can't exactly write it for you, but I did want to bring forth some more inspiration for you since it's so important. Right now on screen, I'm bringing up the formula again, and I'm bringing up a few examples of headlines to help get your creative juices flowing. So remember, the headline formula is your desired job title plus who you serve plus your unique edge. And yes, it can be in any order. Here's a great one. Experienced military intelligence officer and workforce leader, providing management solutions for publishing authorities in the historical nonfiction niche. Look how specific this is, and it is riddled with keywords. You see, we don't have to keyword cram if we took the time to do the groundwork and write our own headline that's already sprinkled and just drizzled and oozing with our keywords that represent us. Here is another shorter one. Program Manager for Healthcare IT, specializing in security challenges. All right, we have now wrapped up the 4 components that make up your LinkedIn first impression. That's your cover photo, your profile photo, your headline, and your name. All of these things come together to really ooze your personality on LinkedIn. And now we've made this progress, we're ready to move into the meat and potatoes of our LinkedIn profiles. So good luck with this. Take your time finishing up these 4 components, and when you're ready, let's proceed to the next lesson, and we're going to tackle the About section of your profile, which is your summary, in our next lesson.